This 12-year-old Mustang named Chief devours carrots, but not long ago, carrots scared him.
He was terrified of carrots. Obviously, he's not anymore.
Now nudging his new owner for more.
That's it, bud. You ate all of them. We're out.
It wasn't just carrots. When Kateri Engelson adopted Chief 3 months ago, she was warned.
When I first got him, they told me he's afraid of things, and I was like, what does that mean? And they're like, well, it means he's afraid of everything.
At first, he bucked the brush. Still feels a little skittish.
No, you're fine. Right now, his biggest fear is like mounting blocks, wheelbarrows, shovels for cleaning a stall. He thinks all of that's gonna kill him.
His anxiety, understandable. Chief's led a hard life.
Yeah, buddy.
He was born on the range in Nevada, roaming the open prairies with other wild horses. Mustangs are an icon of the American West, symbols of freedom. But the reality is far less romantic. Helicopter roundups are used to thin the booming Mustang population. Horses are chased into corrals and then either adopted, auctioned off, or held in federal pens. Sometimes they end up in the wrong hands, abused or slaughtered. At issue, an overpopulated herd is damaging the ecosystem. Wild horses overgraze, tearing up the land critical for other animals and for the horse's own survival. The U.S. Bureau of Land Management, or BLM, calls it an ecological disaster.
Work your way back to the cone.
Chief was picked up as a yearling. He spent 8 years in a BLM holding pen, eventually adopted, only to bounce from home to home.
I saw his picture online, and it was a very sad picture. I looked at him and I was like, sounds like he might need another chance.
Kateri gave him that chance. She boards Chief at a horse farm in Meredith devoted to Mustangs. Apache Creek Mustang Rescue saves, rehabilitates, and trains once wild horses. Owners Jim and Marianne Ogden care for about a dozen mares and stallions, most of them rescued Mustangs, and a few quarter horses. Their Mustangs come from all over.
We have some from Colorado, Wyoming, California, Nevada.
Soleil was adopted when she was 4. Her first home didn't work out.
She was pretty aggressive. Took me a little while to get that out of her.
Jim has gentled many a Mustang, becoming known as a horse whisperer. He'd never even ridden a horse until he was in his late 40s.
Once you make that bond with them, it's a feeling. I can't even explain it.
He made the top 10 in his first try at the Extreme Mustang Makeover Challenge, a national competition. You get 100 days to train a wild horse. He competed with Damara, who's clearly proud of the accomplishment. When we met her, with our cameras rolling, she galloped right on over to the award poster hanging in the arena and struck a pose.
So we like to save the unsavable.
Gwen was about to be sent out to pasture.
She's a 3-striker.
A 3-striker means the horse was passed over for adoption 3 times and is running out of options. Gwen's scarlet letter prominently displayed, branded on her neck.
I don't really think there is a bad horse, period. Never mind a Mustang. They're just not bad. They just don't know what you're trying to tell them.
Apache Creek's mission is to save the unadoptable, giving Mustangs the time and attention needed to thrive.
A lot of deep breaths out.
Yep.
Jim is now training volunteers like Susan Ford to work with the horses after he suffered a stroke. Steele is a handful.
See, stop that. You don't do that.
Steele tends to run off and he gets aggressive, but Susan, under Jim's guidance, has softened the renegade Mustang.
Now, when I come up to him, he nickers. You know, if I'm coming up the lane, he whinnies at me. And he's starting to really seem to enjoy having that attention. With a Mustang, they have been free and they think a little differently than domesticated horses from the beginning. So they're a little bit tougher, but very smart.
Chief is still taking baby steps, and Kateri is training right along with him.
hold that position so he'll go around that cone. Good, good, good. Now stay right in there, stay right in there.
They're trying to build up Chief's confidence and alleviate his fear of things. Approach him with a mounting block, retreat, and again, and again.
Eventually he just learns like these objects aren't that scary and they're not gonna hurt me.
It's hard to gain their trust, harder, but once you have their trust, they're like your soulmate.
An unbreakable bond, and Chief is already showing his heart.
If you see, he basically has a heart on his face. Looks almost like a perfect heart.